Hi guys, welcome to my first YouTube video. Today I'm going to be filming a declutter because I went to art school and I have a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna stop yapping and I'm gonna get into it because we have a lot. We have a lot to clean out. Okay, so how this is gonna work is I'm going to make 3 piles, and one's gonna be keep, one's going to be what I'm giving away, and one is what I'm going to be throwing away. But don't worry, nothing's actually going to be thrown away. It's all going into a tag sale, or it's going to be donated. So without further ado, let's get into the declutter. So the first things that are in the keep pile are things that I just regularly use, like these palettes that I got over here. These crusty, dusty palettes that I really kind of need to wash, or I should throw away, but I'm not going to do that. I'm keeping these. And here's these brushes that I'm going to keep, and I'll eventually put in this desk thing over here. This cup. I couldn't think of the word. But anyway, these are going to be keeps. What's in my giveaway pile right now are these colored pencils, paint brushes, and these watercolors, because my cousins have kids and they might use these, they might not. So we'll see if they actually want them. If not, these are going into a tag sale. And these watercolors, I'm just not really happy with the pigment payoff. It's just, I'm probably never going to use these, so these are going into the tag sale. So now I'll be moving on to this section of my art desk. And first off, I'm keeping all these pencils because I literally just got these from an art store that's attached to my art school. So there's that. And then we got everything in here. This fan brush, honestly, I have no idea if I'm actually keeping this. So everything I'm not sure about, I'm going to test out during the next couple of weeks. And if I don't want it, it's going in the tag sale. And if I'm going to keep it, it's going back in here. Okay, moving on. This brush, I think this is for acrylics, not watercolor. So I'm really bad at acrylics, so I'm gonna declutter this. These scissors, these come in handy for, like, if I have to, like, piece stuff together and, like, glue it together. So I'm keeping this. These 2 brushes I'm also not really sure about. Like, I want to play with these brushes a little bit before I make up my mind if I'm getting rid of them or not. So that we'll keep these for now. I just don't know if I'm actually going to keep these. Okay. These watercolor brushes, everything that has like this black and blue handle, I'm going to keep. And everything that looks like this, like the paint by number brushes, I'm keeping those because I use these a lot. This I'm also not sure about because, you know, the handle's got some issues, the paint's peeling, but I could probably just fix that. It's just that I don't know if I'm gonna use this brush, so we'll test it out. And that leaves us with the pens, and I'm gonna go ahead and keep every pen that's in here. Okay, so everything in here, these are just hand sanitizers, and I like to keep a hair tie in here so I can tie back my hair while I work. And obviously these I'm gonna keep in there. I have pencils, an X-Acto knife, and erasers that I just put in here. So obviously all the erasers I'm keeping. Actually, I'm gonna keep everything here. So I keep my pencils, X-Acto knife, and eraser in here. And I'm gonna keep everything in here because these are all things that I regularly use. This I'm probably going to just put away with stuff that I haven't used yet because this is still in the package, and I have a kneaded eraser that isn't in the package, and this I'll probably put in there too, even though it's a little beat up. Oh, okay. Because I have erasers that I'm going to use some more. So now we're going to move on to everything here. And this is print paper. So stay tuned for that. This is an iPad cover. And this is a used sketchbook. Like, every page is filled with that. Trust me, you don't want a sketchbook tour of this. This was my, like, whatever sketchbook. And I have this random apple sticker here. Oh, I'll probably use that. I don't know. And we have this pencil case here. I honestly think I'm gonna declutter this pencil case because I just have a lot of pencil cases, and inside this pencil case I have a lot of tortillons, which I don't use, and I usually, okay, great. So I never use these, and I barely ever use charcoal. So I'm gonna get rid of all of this. Now I'm gonna go through what's in the desk drawers because there's a lot. So first off, I have a Buc-ee's bag because I went down south to visit my dad, and I went to Buc-ee's, and I've never been to one. So do I really need to keep this bag for novelty purposes? No. So I'm just gonna put everything I'm giving away in this bag. So now we have my Prismacolors. I love these. I'm never going to get rid of these, and you can pry these out of my cold dead hands, so I'm keeping these. This is a used up watercolor sketchbook. You also don't want a sketchbook tour of this. It's a mess. Here's a brush cleaner that I barely use, but I'm going to be keeping anyway because I might actually clean my brushes in the future. Who knows? And this tape also comes in handy, but I don't regularly use it. So I'll be keeping that. And the rest of the stuff in here is just watercolor paper. All sorts of watercolor paper. So everything in this drawer is a keep. This is all paper and like old artworks that are either done or I just haven't continued. So I'm just gonna be right back. I'm gonna sort through this because I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to see that. Okay, so what I did here was I took all the paper out and put it in the other drawer, and I'm just gonna dedicate this whole drawer to colored pencil stuff. And here's some colored pencils that I got from somebody, but I haven't really used these. These are a little bit used, but that's because they were in somebody's basement and they've just never really touched these that much. So I'm gonna keep these so I can just try them out. And if I don't like them, I'll probably get rid of them later. At the bottom of my desk, I keep these watercolor brush pens. I barely use these. Once again, I'm gonna try them. And these, I have no idea if They have a lot of ink in them. Once again, these were in somebody's basement, same person. So if these work, I'll keep them or put them in the tag sale. And if they don't, they're getting thrown out. So these are the watercolors that I always use, so obviously I'm keeping these. So here's this watercolor palette, and obviously I showed you I have 2 of those. So I'm gonna put this in the tag sale, and if it doesn't sell, I'll keep this. Now we're gonna move on to canvases, and I'm not gonna go through these because I'm not keeping any of these because I don't use oil or acrylic paint. So these I'm getting rid of. I have these canvas pads that were gifted to me right when I graduated high school, so I've never used them. I probably never will, so I'm getting rid of these. Here are these acrylic paints, and once again, I don't use these, so I'm getting rid of these. All right, time to go through these brushes. So first off, I have this crusty brush. I'm gonna see if my mom wants to use this for DIY stuff in the winter. And if she doesn't, I'm probably just gonna throw it out. These brushes I'm gonna get rid of because I feel like these would be better for acrylic and oil, not for watercolor. Then I have these acrylic brushes, which you know the deal with everything acrylic. I'm getting rid of it. Here's this brush I used for ceramics, but I don't really do a lot of ceramic stuff anymore, so I'm getting rid of it. I'm going to save you guys some time, and I'm going to get rid of all of these. I'm going to try and clean these up. If I can't clean these up, these are getting thrown out. Can you believe I have more brushes I'm going to get rid of? And I have this giant hand from IKEA that I'm also going to get rid of because honestly, this didn't really help me a lot. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put these in here, and I'm going to put those red brushes that I showed you earlier back in here because those brushes go with this set. And this is disgusting, so I'm throwing this out. These are acrylic pours that I've used a bit, but I don't really use it a lot anymore. So I'm gonna get rid of it, and I'm also going to get rid of the acrylic stuff in here, and I'm probably gonna keep the art bin and use the bags to put all the acrylics in. These watercolor cards I'm going to be using, so I'm keeping. This sketchbook, isn't this like the prettiest book? Hold on, I'm gonna show it to you because if I can open this one-handed, I'll show it to you. It's kind of hard to do with my left hand because I'm right-handed. So anyway, here we go. Like, look at this. It's so pretty. And these sketchbooks I'm gonna keep. I also have these watercolor sheets, so I'm keeping these. These are all watercolor paper, and if you know me well, I love to do watercolor, and that's mostly what I'm gonna do here on this channel. So obviously I'm gonna keep these. Then we have this watercolor thing that I have no idea how to use, so this is getting decluttered. I know this is a palette, and like this is like where you'd keep your paints and stuff, but I don't really know how to use like the spongy thing. And once again, I have watercolor palettes, and this one's just never been touched, so I think I'm gonna declutter this. I have this lap desk that I used to use a lot, but now I have an actual desk for my art, so I think I'm gonna declutter this, but I might change my mind later. This easel I got for an oil painting class, and I do actually still use this. It's very dirty, like very, very dirty. I can't wash it because it's stained with oil paint, but I'm gonna keep this. All this paper I'm gonna keep because I want to try cotton paper with watercolors, and if it doesn't work, then I'm gonna declutter it. But this one I'm definitely keeping. This had a chokehold on me in high school where I would like use my art teacher's Copics for everything until she banned people from using it during COVID because people kept destroying them. So I love these markers still. I still use these. I'm gonna keep them. This paper I'm gonna keep because it's just toned gray paper and I could use that still. But this charcoal paper, this is going because, once again, I don't use charcoal much. I'm pretty sure these charcoal sticks are older than I am. These were my dad's. He gave them to me. I used some sticks. I've barely used it. I never reach for this. So this is gonna go. These I haven't even used. So obviously these are going to. So this is it for the declutter. And if you like these sort of videos, make sure to give me a like and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video.